Martin from the angle. Oh, yes!
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Lockout podcast. I'm host Josh, coach and captain of the Young and the Gould. I'm here with Hawko.
That's right. I'm Hawko, manager of the Dark Brotherhood, and we got old Ryan down the end.
Thanks, Hawkey. Great to see you. You've got Ryan here from Greater Western Richmond, and to my left...
Yeah, you got Croxy here, leader of Jock Fosh FC, the greatest team name on this podcast, and we're here for a round 17 review the week that was.
And there was
AFL
an
Fantasy.
absolute cracky games this week.
Full round finally as well.
Full round. So post-buys, we had a chance to see all of our favourite teams playing, and there were some huge results. Like if you look at the margins...
I mean, it was
49,
pretty stock
56,
standard,
59.
It should have been. It was the top 8 versus the bottom 8, realistically.
Yeah,
And for the second week in a row, Hawko's tipped everyone again. So
And me.
showing that he can't.
Ryan got it this week
but
as well.
but you didn't do last week. Showing that the buys isn't just a fluke, of having only 7 teams to pick. Sorry, so well done to Hawko.
Getting there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And Ryan as well. Good work this week.
Well done, Ryan, yeah.
And Hawko, I mean, you've got a couple of these players, so why don't you take us through the first game, which was the North Melbourne Roos taking on
Decent game
the
for a
Bulldogs.
Thursday night, so that was good. But yeah, obviously, I still have Liberatore in my team with that. Obviously, and also shout out to you, Squish. He messaged me saying, "Oh, look what happens when you give the boys a rev up on sort your shit out." And look what happens when I did give Libber and Bont a bit of a go, a bit of a spray last week, and they've turned it on again. So
But
good
what
for
happened?
them.
You still come last.
I did still come last, yeah.
And
We'll
we-
get to that
We'll
later.
get to that later. But yeah, anyway, Liberatore, 2 goals, same as Bont, 2 goals, both 27 or 25 disposals plus 138 and 133. Just great performances. What I like those the tackles.
Yeah.
Get those scores up with that. 10 tackles
10
each.
and 10
is
each, yeah.
Phenomenal work from them. But then this guy, though, is becoming a
Must-have.
kind of the one of those, buy rounds? First buy round?
After-
He kinda
after
started
the bye.
doing
It was
just
after the
just
bye.
after his bye.
Yeah.
Had a shocking first half to the season. Really, really poor. Finally slotted him into that halfback role, which at the Kangaroos the last 4 years has been the premium role there for anyone scoring points.
high points.
And he's done it again with 124 and even went forward and kicked a goal. So that
So
was all right.
he hasn't gone below 85 since after the bye.
Was that his first one after the bye as well?
91, 85, 99, and then 103 and 124 this week.
Wow. So must have right there. But Tim English as well, 116. Look, he's picked it up as well, kind of around the bye period as well. We're kind of having a mediocre season before this as well, so good for him.
Yeah, benefited a lot from Jerry going down as well.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, Jerry went down, which, I mean, according to us, Jerry's been down for 8 weeks, I think, at this point. Like, he hasn't looked right. Yeah. But, look, he still scored a 96, but not exactly the high scoring points we want there. This
He
guy
was looking good until he got that head knock. Like, I was like, yes, he's on for a 100-plus score.
Yeah.
He
And
was looking okay.
He was
looking
definitely
okay.
He was
definitely
doing
could've
well
done
at the
better.
start.
He definitely could have done
I think
better,
Tim
but-
English still, even
Of course.
up to that stage, was probably
But
beating him.
considering his last few weeks, the 100-plus score that he was on for before the head knock was you were like cheering.
It was an option, yeah. Sheasel and Daniel both above the 90, though. Sheasel, look, it's not quite enough what we want, especially, what is he, 1.0 something million?
Yeah, I mean, 105 is kind of the bottom of the defenders at the moment. So to be
He's
on
below
93
that,
is it's not quality.
He's 1.026. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's dropping.
He's owned by 60%, yeah?
Yeah. Well, he was one of the picks at the start of the year, so, and he's kind of hovered around this,
still
this
60.
mark all year.
I mean, he's not someone you're going to look to trade. Unless
you're just...
Have you all got
Yeah.
Sheasel?
No,
I've still got him.
I don't have him. I've never
I
had
don't
him.
either.
Yeah.
So only one of us has.
Two.
Both of them.
Two, sorry.
Yeah. So, but anyway, though, Kennedy, though, as well. Look, I think this was his
You
first
take
game
McKercher
in
over Sheasel.
how long that he scored under 100?
Yeah, this is rough, eh?
I mean, he had, 13 games in a row, and I think...
Something like that. Something huge.
He
That
had
was
to drop
benefited Nick for about 10 weeks, I think.
Me? No, I didn't have him 10 weeks. I wish I had
So he
10
went
weeks.
86, 85 in the last 2, but yeah, before that,
84 next week?
89 was the lowest.
Yeah, wow. So, but again, as we've mentioned at most weeks, the Doggies midfield is quite highly stacked. So,
Yeah.
1 week someone's always going to jam up.
But you got Treloar out, so
But it has been
yeah.
this week. Richard's kind of down bad as well, but again, they pumped Kangaroos dominating this whole game. So it was you can take a bit of a step back there. Cooper Harvey, one of the players that you could have brought in for a cheap option there. 15 disposals, so not too bad if you brought him in.
Forgot the rules, mate. Forgot he could just run out of the square now. Kicked it to himself.
Hey,
Yeah. How was that, eh?
Mate, I probably would do that as well. I used to have to remember doing that as well all the time. So Bailey Dale, though,
This was a bad one.
Yeah, look,
and this is a Bailey Dale tag game, and this is not what you want to see if you're an owner. 59 was...
Well, especially when you go back, 3 weeks, was it? and you add
Yeah.
36 disposals
Yeah.
on what he got.
Yeah.
36 is like good enough in a game. Add 36 onto what you should have got is crazy.
Yeah, so since round 14, he's gone 87, 90, and 59.
The most concerning part about this, though, was Bevo's move of him to the forward flank. Like, to take him completely away from the defence. It just, not ideal.
And then the only other player that we can kind of mention there is probably Joel Fraser, who had a really great week the week before. And then when the kind of things change, they go down the different side, different angles, cut in more versus a different opposition. Yeah, your score can drop off there.
Yep.
So, but anyway, though, we'll get into the Friday night game that was, and
We had 2 Friday night games.
Well,
this
true.
week.
Did you talk about Stevens as well or no?
Yeah, I said-
Yeah, you did. Sorry, I missed that.
As I said, 2 Friday night games. We had the Pies taking on Carlton. So the rivalry, 115 to 59, with the Pies getting the win there. The Pies were hot.
Hot Pies,
and
DG.
the one that was hot was Nick Dacos. So 132, had the goal with the 2 behinds, 36 disposals, was just getting the ball literally everywhere.
Backing up his
He had
hot.
2 contested marks, yeah?
Yeah, 2. So he's on
he's
3
had-
now for the
So he's had
for
more
the career.
in this year than he has in his entire career. So,
Well, it's not
shout out
hard
to
when your entire career is
yeah, we're
0.
on 0. Yeah, he was on 0.
So Nick Dacos, the 132 was phenomenal.
I mean, he looked like I saw that like when
Second
I was
highest.
watching it first,
No.
he wasn't doing as well, and then all of a sudden he just piles it on.
No,
like
he's got
there's
2
no
by
tomorrow.
36.
Yeah.
So, but that's how you can do.
Someone that is impressive, though, Darcy Cameron. He was
man.
a starting ruck option for a few people that may have held strong. I don't think there'll be many owners, but a phenomenal performance from him. So 115.
You know, it's funny.
did well.
One of my good mates down in Melbourne, Andy, he reckons Darcy is the best ruck out of all the rucks.
So he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, he's a Collingwood supporter, but yeah.
that
he's
explains it.
so he's an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Darcy Cameron
He
did
has been good this
incredibly
year.
well.
He has been. He's definitely top 3 to top 5 ruck
Yeah.
this year. Easy.
Yeah.
Ollie Hollins was a
Yeah,
popular
top
starting
5.
pick, but most people won't have him. 95 there. Adam Cherry's a relevant name. So 93 from Chera.
This is a bounce back week though, because last week he had a down week.
Yeah,
right?
he had a
did, yeah.
75, I want
Yeah,
to say,
something
last week. But look, I thought he was going to be able to score more here. Unfortunately, he didn't, but 28 disposals, so he was getting plenty of the ball.
Well, you versus
I
the
think
informed team.
Carlton are just really digging deep right now for something, but they're just getting nothing.
I mean, they don't play
Like-
4 quarters, so they're never going to
And
do
then
well.
everyone all this week, Carlton will bounce back this week. No, they're not.
No.
They're not going to. Everyone
All-
has a dream, but the dream doesn't come true.
All the big names that like should be doing well just like aren't firing all together in this. Yeah. It's,
Even Doherty, like 84 from him. We saw 131, 2 weeks ago?
yeah.
Yeah, but still 84 when the top Carlton player was 95.
Yeah,
Like,
but we don't care about what the top Carlton player is. We care about what the top scorers are.
The problem is though, like
getting
you said,
84 is a
Doherty is good
mistake.
value.
a
but
zero from Walsh, who's injured, obviously, who's probably your top 3 player, and Cripps has not performed all year. Let's be real.
Yeah. He
So
hasn't.
I mean, in fantasy land, obviously he's still a good player. Still tries to help the club out as much as he can, but he's just not at his
Yeah.
game this
One
year.
person I do want to touch on really quickly is Ned Long. Ned Long has been a player that we've held and we took through the buys, and some people might have held him on further than that. I know I think I traded him last week or this week.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
But
Yeah.
it's a real concern here. He has to go because Tom Mitchell back into the squad has really taken a lot of his role. So Ned Long is a must trade.
Yeah. He's averaging 78 for the last 3 games, so it's out the door.
Yep. Ryan Steele, obviously, with the debut on the Friday night at 69 points, obviously, all the Collingwood debutants this year have scored well. I mean, you are in a very good premiership team, basically. Not really sustainable. More than likely, he'll be out, if not this week. Hewitt, kind of a
fall
bad
from
game.
grace, he's done.
Yeah, look.
What's going on here? Like,
I think it's just the
It's the whole-
Carlton have turned
it's
off,
Carlton.
and
Yeah, it's not just-
Collingwood just put the foot down.
Yeah.
this should have been a pretty epic game,
No, I mean no.
but it was
Last year,
fucking
this would have
rubbish.
been an epic game, or the year before.
If the two teams were at their best playing each other, it would be a big game.
Yeah,
But
one
other-
team's at their best and the other one's fucking not.
And they're not. So, nothing really more to speak about in that one, I'd say.
TDK 48. What is he
TDK
doing?
is irrelevant now.
Yeah.
He is actually irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like,
What has he had? He's had like 3 or 4 good. He had 3 good scores at the start of the season and another 3 since then.
Yeah.
That's
He was
about
that
it.
early round, if you wanted
Yeah.
to save that 200k, but now, unfortunately,
Yeah.
with him obviously eyeing the cash at St Kilda,
Yeah.
he's cashed in his chips. But anyway, though, we'll keep going on to the next game.
Lots of eyes were on this one. Said no one ever, but the Giants taking
I
on
was
West
like, where
Coast,
are you going
111 to
with this?
52 with a 59-point win to the Giants.
And big
Finn
Finn.
Callahan was
Yeah.
just getting it done. So probably not someone that anybody has, but if you wanted to...
Walker's got him, doesn't he?
I'm bringing him in this week.
Oh, there you go.
Really?
But yeah, if you want to look at a midfielder for the Giants that's not going to really get tags,
He's $1 million.
like Tom Green,
Yeah.
Finn Callahan could be the one.
Isn't he on the nose $1 million? Like, oh
Yeah,
no,
right
just off, yeah.
Just off, just on, basically right on a mill.
We did talk about tags, and there was a bit of attention going into Tommy Green, but 104 from him. He did phenomenally well to get the 35 disposals. A bit of a scuffle with young Harley Reid, but still managed to stay
Harley
on.
Reid just loves to scuffle at this point, let's be honest.
Well, no, he punched him, so...
Yeah, Harley Reid loves to scuffle. He
Yeah.
did it before
Lockie
earlier
Ash,
as well.
102. We were all talking about what was going to be the benefit of a Whitfield out. It doesn't look like he's
Stock
benefited
standard.
all that
It's just
much.
standard 102 from him this
Yeah,
whole
but
year,
you
basically.
probably want that to be bigger.
Yeah, with Whitfield out, but maybe
Yeah.
Whitfield. Do you notice how much Whitfield kicks him the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they chip it to each other.
Yeah, but like Whitfield looks for Ash, and so Ash looks for Whitfield. So
Yeah.
this time, with only one of them there. But anyway, you did mention this guy, Harley Reid, though. Look, his role has kind of changed, I've noticed, over the past 3 weeks or so. Putting him in the middle more, and he's actually getting the ball. So, look, I don't think he's an option, obviously, but what is he, like, under 600? Okay,
No
you
idea.
don't
But you
know.
wouldn't even look
But
at
you wouldn't even look at him. I mean, if you really want to do it, you can. But this is for if you're at the bottom of the barrel looking for somebody like a D7 kind of on the bench
no.
kind of thing. You don't even.
If
I don't
you're
think you're
if
gonna
you
spend that
are
money on him, but anyway.
if you
Mate,
are
if you're
playing
trying to save money-
AFL Fantasy Classic,
No.
forget this guy. Take his name out of your mouth.
No.
If you are playing draft, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Well, Tom McCarthy. Oh, actually, Joe Shanahan. Did
Yeah,
quite
Joe
well,
Shanahan.
actually.
Yeah, 78, and Tom McCarthy. Now,
Yeah, I did say 2 weeks ago, Joe.
You
Because
did?
of Oscar Allen out.
The
Yeah.
two things I do want to highlight here, a lot of commentary has been made around you can play McCarthy on field. He can be a scorer, a role player, blah, 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 if he's doing the hundreds that he has been. Scoring 76, this shows you why you don't want to be playing rookies on the field. You want to be trying everything you can to get these guys as loop options on your bench, not on your field. A 78 from Joe Shanahan, look, you'll take it.
Obviously,
Two
there were a
goals.
couple laid out, so maybe people did need to put
Yeah,
Tom
Dwyer was out.
You don't want to have him on
But you
the
don't
field.
want to be relying upon
Yeah,
him.
100%.
And I think we've now seen why.
Yep.
Elijah, you were someone that
So your
Ryan had in his
F6,
team.
F6 Ryan, have you got rid of him?
I've still got him.
You still got him?
You still got him.
Where
Harry
is he
Rouston
on
was a
your team?
popular name.
Harry
55.
Rouston, yeah, making money there again, obviously. Look, a little down now, obviously, that this was a big game with Green Callahan,
Yeah.
knocking 75 disposals basically between him, so Rouston's always going to get bumped out a little bit, but you're making money
Malachi
there.
Champion played, I think it was a debut in this one, wasn't it?
Who?
Malachi Champion, the number 37.
Oh,
number
yeah, I think it was,
Scored
yeah.
21 points.
Debut
probably not
yours,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, not the I guess the performance you want from him, but obviously outdone there by being the sub.
And then
so
everyone's D8 for most of the year. James Leake actually got back into the side as well.
very nice. That's
that-
probably going to wrap up the Giants taking on the West Coast. Not a really memorable game, but some big performance from some of the key